Hello everyone, in today's video I will be reviewing Lanaquarelle watercolor paper. This is 100% cotton watercolor paper that's made in France and it's produced by this company called Legion Paper. It's available with different surfaces, cold press, hot press, rough, available in blocks as well as in loose sheets with decked edges. So these are the different sizes available that you can find on Legion Paper's website. I'll put the link in the video description below. In the first part of this video, I'm going to show you some of the watercolor sketches I have drawn, I've painted on the paper. And in the second part, I'm going to show you up close how the paper handles different types of media. Many months ago, a very generous viewer on my YouTube channel sent me a big block of Lanaquarelle watercolor paper, which I have since made into smaller sketchbooks like this with the help of the folks at the Society of Physical Disabled. So this sketchbook that you see here, this is a customized sketchbook that is not available for sale to the public. I had it customized with the Lanaquarelle watercolor paper, cold press, 300 GSM, and this paper, the quality is just fantastic. It is able to handle pen, ink, and watercolor really well. The pen and ink lines, they are very sharp on the paper. There is no feathering at all. These were drawn with a rollerball ink pen. And you can see the lines, the edges, they are very sharp. And the colors, the watercolors, they are very vibrant against this paper. I was able to get wet on wet techniques working really nicely, so the colors, they can blend into each other very smoothly. The gradation, the transition of the colors, they are very smooth, just like you would expect from top quality watercolor paper. This paper is not too dry and not too thirsty. It gives me a good amount of time to work wet on wet, and depending on where you are, your climate, the humidity, it can dry fast or slow. The sizing is done very well on this paper. And here I have with me Arches 100% cotton watercolor paper, and this is Lanaquarelle. Now the paper texture of Lanaquarelle is very similar to Fabriano Artistico. So the texture here is a bit smoother compared to Arches, which has a more sandy texture. So when it comes to using pen and ink on paper, personally I prefer the slightly smoother paper. With Arches watercolor paper, sometimes the lines, they can have slightly rougher edges. This is the paper texture comparison with some granulating paints. On the left side, this is Lanaquarelle and this is Arches. The texture of the paper for both are cold press, and with granulating paints, you can see very obvious and beautiful textures. This is Cobalt Blue Dark PB74 on Lanaquarelle, and this is on Arches. Both paper have very beautiful textures, so I don't think you can go wrong with either paper. So these are the different paints on Lanaquarelle. The granulation is very beautiful and there is no noticeable pattern on the paper. And even for paint that do not granulate, they look beautiful as well. And now let's do some hands-on to let you see how the different media work on the paper. I'm going to start with the wooden pencil first. It works really nicely with graphite pencil. This paper has texture, so you're going to see rougher edges. With wooden pencils like this, you can expect to sharpen them quite often because of the textured paper. And this is a fine liner or a multi-liner. This is the rotring Tiki graphic. Now for multi-liners like this that have the felt tip, on such paper, on such textured paper, the tip is going to wear out faster compared to metal tips. The lines here, they have very sharp edges. If you draw faster, then the edges are going to be a bit rougher. Fountain pens work really nicely. This is my Pelikan M200 fountain pen. The lines are very sharp as well. The contrast against this paper, it's really nice. This is rollerball. It's very smooth on this paper as well. This is the Uni Ball Air pen with waterproof ink. This is the pen that I use for all the Amsterdam sketches you saw earlier. And we have markers as well. If you draw a bit too fast with certain felt tip markers, some of the ink may actually spray from the tip. So you can see some splatter marks here and here. Let's try the red. So for markers, they work really nicely too. These are Posca markers. And now let's test watercolor. They flow really well on the paper. So for wet on dry paper, definitely no issues at all. Works really well. And now we'll see how the paper handles wet on wet. I'm going to wet the paper first and have two colors blend into each other. On this side, I'm going to have ultramarine. The paper surface is now flat. I'm going to tilt it later on. And on the other side, we have this, I think it's a rose madder or permanent rose. You can see the ultramarine already moving to the right side, even though this paper is flat. Okay, let's tilt the paper and have the color run. So with good watercolor paper, you will be able to see the colors blend very softly into each other. And here I have added a lot of water to enable the paint, to enable the colors to run a bit, to diffuse a bit faster and easier. For this swatch, let's have new gamboge and a warm red. Alright, let's try and blend the colors. So the watercolor has dried really nicely, and the colors, they are very vibrant. So this paper is definitely able to handle different types of media really well. It's good for watercolor as well as for mixed media. The quality is definitely right up there with Arches and Fabriano. So this is a paper I can recommend very easily. As for the pricing, well, you have to compare it with Arches and Fabriano, and if you can find it at a good price or reasonable price, just go for it. The quality, it's fantastic. Take a look at the color blends. These are very smooth, very similar to Arches and Fabriano. So overall, I am definitely very satisfied with the quality I see. If you're also using this paper, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this paper, and share your experience with other viewers as well. Alright, so thanks for watching this review. See you in the next video. Bye!